Hello my friends, and welcome to the Tuesday recap for September the 18th. Day Trader Matt here. And let's go over the day. Very small range. We were working inside of 6 points. It did move up a little bit and moved right back down, so pretty choppy. Before we look at the chart, let's look at the news. Before the bell, we had current account come out a little bit better than expected, and tick long-term purchases a little bit better than expected. So that was a little bit bullish. The 10 o'clock number, not a big market mover, but that came out a little bit bullish. So we were definitely working with a little bit better fundamental data. You know, those numbers aren't huge market movers, but they are important in the longer term perspective of things. After the 8:30 news, we did gap down a little bit, but we did find a bottom and began buying up from there. And we did grab along over here, and we pretty much held that all the way up, taking the last bit of profit at 54. We jumped out over here at 52 partial, and then it never did come back down, so we never had to get back out. And then we exited the rest over here at 54, which is what I had marked as a resistance point. Basically, that's what we did on the day. We had a maximum profit potential of 5 points or 20 ticks. Actual entry and exits, we made 6 points or 24 ticks. So definitely very good on the day. 6 points, if you want to look at it, $50 per point. You're looking at $300 in a 2.5 hour period using 2 contracts. So definitely very good. And you know, that's the goal. You want to be able to make a little bit, you know, leave and then come back the next day, make a little bit. And you know, you're not going to make money every single day, but the goal is week over week, month over month, you know, to be consistently profitable. And that's the goal, and that's what we try to achieve. And you know, and teaching new traders and you know, new clients, that's what I try to instill in them, is that consistency. You know, you wake up every day at 8 o'clock. That's consistent. Or you know, you brush your teeth every morning, which I hope everybody does. But that's consistency. You know, so you want to do something every day. And every day the trading environment's going to be different. The news is going to be different. You know, the style of trading is going to be different. Some days you might have like a range day like this. You might have a trend day one day. The market might be up 20 points. You know, every day the market's going to be a little bit different. It's never going to be the same. And your setups are never going to be 100% textbook. They're always going to be a little bit different, and it's always going to be, you know, changing. So you're never going to have, you know, 100% textbook setup. It's always going to be a little bit different, and that's where a lot of new traders, you know, tend to get stuck and hung up. They're waiting for the perfect setup. They don't take any trades, and then they begin to get frustrated and just take crazy trades. And that's when bad stuff can happen to the accounts. You know, just felt like I need to talk about that a little bit today. Hopefully it's good stuff for all you guys. I think it's important stuff. With that, I'd like to encourage everyone to stop by and check out the website at www.abusinesswithtrading.com. Every day we focus on the ES markets, and it's really important that a new trader has a market that works for them. And that's also when I teach new traders, you know, you have to have a market that works for you. I know a guy that he trades bonds, he makes tons of money, but if he was to go into a different field, like let's say the ES, it's a totally different market, and this particular person did not make good money in the ES, but he made awesome money in bonds. You know, so the market's going to have to work for you. The bonds, it's a little bit of a quicker market, and you know, he was in and out inside of, I don't know, a few 30 or 40 seconds. He was in and out. He would just take really quick trades, and because the ES is a little bit different, especially a day like today, takes a very long time for trades to work out. You know, some people don't have that type of patience. So it's really important, you pick the style market that works for you, and that's one of the things I try to, impress upon people when I'm training them and, coaching them. And, I don't, all of my coaching clients don't trade the ES markets, even though that's what I trade, that's what I advertise on the site. I do have a few coaching clients that they trade other markets, and I trade other markets as well. The ES is just what I choose to focus on from 9:30 to 12. And all of the other markets that I trade are swing trading. The ES is the only day trading market that I have. But that's what I try to impress upon people. Not everyone is cut out to trade the ES market. But, then again, not everyone is cut out to trade. So, it's all in what you are, what your passion is, and what you love. So, with that, let's check out the news for tomorrow. Alright, tomorrow before the bell at 8:30 we have building permits looking for 0.79 million, prior readings 0.81. Housing starts looking for 0.77 million, prior was 0.75. 10 o'clock we have existing home sales looking for 4.57 million versus 4.47. And 10:30 we have crude oil inventories looking for negative 0.2 million, prior reading was 2 million. After the bell, we do have some Chinese news, so we want to be aware of that. China is the growth engine of the world. The U.S. used to be a while back, but we're kind of not the growth engine anymore. But we are stable, and people look at that, and that's why they pay so much attention to China. That's why it affects the U.S. markets. So, if you didn't know that, I'm sure everybody knows that. But anyway, the existing home sales is going to be big tomorrow, so we're going to pay attention to that. The permits, housing starts, if all three coincide, that'll be very interesting, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. But we'll see what happens. I don't trade the news. I trade the market. Usually the news just helps out. So with that, hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the Twitter, Facebook, and like buttons. Definitely would appreciate that in a big way. Everyone have an awesome night, and I'll see you tomorrow in the markets. Thank you.